today we're being joined by Melbourne AFLW Young Star draftee Alicia Pisano. Alicia, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
No worries. Just tell us a bit about yourself. What got you into footy and, then the draft on after that?
Well, I guess both my brothers played football growing up, so I'd always go to their games and go on the field halftime, quarter time with Dad and kick the ball around. So I guess that's where, it really started. And then in year 6, I believe, for school, we had school footy and, absolutely fell in love with it then, playing with my friends and stuff. So joined a team the following year and haven't looked back since.
That's good. So, obviously, pick 5 for Melbourne obviously is a huge honour. Do you feel any added pressure being a top 5 draft pick compared to someone that could be, say, at the back end?
Yes and no, I guess. It's a completely different game that, and level that I'm going into. So, I guess a little bit, but, I'm going to try not to put too much pressure on myself, with the intensity and, the speed that the game's going to be played at. So, yeah.
So, it's also you played at the Eastern Range as a small forward. How would you best describe yourself as a type of player for people that don't know too much about you so far?
I like to use my speed and be crafty around the goals, like kicking a snag here and there. I like being around my teammates and celebrating.
Absolutely. I'm the same. Everyone loves a goal. We know you should come up with a smile off your face, like even right now, just talking about it. Just, some good moments playing as a forward. Obviously, you had an ACL injury in 2022, was that right? And then you came back like it never happened. The form was just back to its best straight away.
Yeah. I didn't really know what to expect, if I'm being honest. I just wanted to go out there and just, play my best and just, do what I had to do. So I didn't put too much pressure on myself or expectations. So just wanted to enjoy the year and just have fun. And I think that helped me to settle in a bit better.
Sure. Now I'm quoted here by someone. I want to see if you recognise it. They said about you as Alicia has dominated at under 18 level since she was 15. And we think she complements an already dangerous forward group. Fast player, likes to show off, loves kicking a goal and celebrating.
Oh.
That was the list boss.
Oh, really?
That's what they said on the club website in the description bit where they spoke about in the article. That's pretty cool. So, obviously, now the draft night, obviously, in the lead up, obviously, would have been a nervous period for you. How were you the closer the draft got and then again right on draft night itself?
I guess I was trying not to think about it too much, within the weeks leading up to the draft. But then I guess night before I was, starting to get a bit nervous. And day off, oh my God, I didn't know what to do with myself. I was so nervous for the whole day. It was I was about to game of football. I was just so nervous, and you're getting there and you're waiting for your name to get called out, and I was oh my God, what's gonna happen? And then that big sigh of relief, and I heard my name get called. It was just a whole weight then lifted off my shoulders. But it was awesome. Yeah,
that's good. So obviously being at the Eastern Ranges in the last few seasons, how was it this year? Because obviously it seemed to be pretty cool for you, playing individually at least, playing 11 games for 38 goals, just a few snags every game. It's not pretty nice.
Yeah, no, it was good. I really enjoyed this year, and like I said, I just wanted to come into this year and just make the most of it and just have fun. And we had a really good group of girls, and everyone got along really well. It was a really good environment, and I think that showed when we played as well, how close we all were, and just had a blast, honestly, just a great year as a whole.
That's good. So obviously you had a fair few Eastern Rangers girls drafted. I think it was 8, I think exactly. How were you feeling for those girls? And who's some players, if it's anyone in those 8 or so that were drafted or someone outside of that you're most excited to see go to whatever club they're at now and to see how they go next year and beyond?
Yeah. Oh, I was stoked for all of them, if I'm being honest. It was amazing. I think all the girls that got drafted are going to do really well. I'm excited to see Georgia Stubbs play at North Melbourne, Indy Lind at GWS, and the trio at Hawks. Jess, Laura, and Haley. I'm excited to see how they all go, and definitely excited for the girls at the D's with Jacinta and Delaney. It's going to be awesome. I think they're all going to perform very well at this next level, and I'm just so stoked. I can't wait to watch them play and play against them.
Sure. Now, you mentioned the Hawkes tree there, so I was going to bring that up. So you actually were eligible to go through the Hawthorn pathway through the pre-selection signing period. What prompted the move to go in the national draft and kind of, keep yourself open for Victoria and go through that way?
For me, it was just like I've always wanted to go to the draft and experience it in its full force, and I guess having that you don't know where you're going, I guess that was a bit exciting for me. So I guess that's really at the end of the day what prompted my decision into going into the draft. Nominating state, I really wanted to stay home. So I'm very much a homebody, so I felt like it would have been really hard for me to move into state and play my best football. So yeah.
Sure. I've had some of the girls on that have been pre-listed, and they said basically the exact same as you, even though they were pre-listed. They had the option of being pre-listed. It's the same thing. They wanted to experience the draft as well. And then some of the girls I did have on that were pre-selected, obviously they're stoked of how it went, but they kind of indicated as well they would have preferred to go through the draft experience what you got to experience and kind of have that, you're nominating for Vic, so obviously you're going to a Victorian team, but, you still have that excitement about, where is it going to be without it being clear-cut, which is still good, but the way you said is much better.
Yeah.
So, obviously, we'll go back to the draft night. Obviously, getting your jumper presented by Kate Hoare, who's going to be obviously a fellow star forward for you up in the Ds. How was that night and that particular moment and aftermath of getting presented the jumper by Kate, and then after everything, as I'm sure you said, it was exciting after that?
Yeah, it was pretty surreal, honestly. You're walking up on stage, you're meeting Kate Hoare, you're giving her a handshake, getting the jumper presented by an awesome player.
Yes. So,
I was lost for words, if I'm being honest. I couldn't believe it. And looking back, it's geez, that actually happens. It's amazing.
For sure. Who was some people to first congratulate you, send you a message or a text or a call or whatever, when you first got officially a Demon?
I'm not too sure.
That's one thing.
Pardon?
Did the phone blow up?
Oh, yeah, it did. I've never had so many text messages on my phone ever. It took me a while to get through them all as well, but I reckon it was, a friend of mine who was watching it from home.
Okay.
Because I had my family there with me, which was good. So, yeah, it's hard to tell. I just looked at my phone and they were all there. I was like, oh my God.
And you open it up. There's one. You go, all right, I'm about to click on that. Oh, beep, 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 or ping, ping, whatever sound you get, and you go, oh shit, that's another one. Oh, it's another one. It's another one, and it keeps going. Probably for a couple of days. Did it take a while to die down, or was it all that night, or did it keep going for a couple of days?
It was probably over 2 days, and then it dialed down. So yeah, had to work my way through.
So how was it meeting some of the girls? I'm sure you met them. Obviously, you had with the meetings around the time after the draft. But who's some teammates you're looking forward to playing with? And how was it meeting Mick as well, the coach, and some other players as well?
No, it was really cool. It seems like a awesome environment, awesome club to be at. I met Alyssa Bannon, Taylor Harris, Tyler Hanks, to name a couple. Yep. But yeah, I'm so stoked to be able to play alongside those people and be under Mick, which is really cool. So it's just unreal.
What were you more nervous for? Draft night, the pre-draft, as in the weeks leading up, or Kate Hoare on stage, or meeting players, coaches for the first time?
Oh, I reckon draft night.
Draft night, yeah.
I reckon draft night, yeah. I was still a bit nervous to meet the coaches and everyone, but I think draft night was where I was most nervous.
That's good. So obviously, who's some players you kind of mentioned a few there, but who are you looking forward to playing alongside? I'm sure it's going to be those forwards up at Melbourne.
Yeah, Alyssa Bannon, Taylor Harris, Kate Hoare, like you said. Fitzy, like honestly, all of them, like they've got such a great dynamic, like, you know, when you're watching them on TV and all that. So I'm so keen to like get started and hopefully be able to help impact in that forward line as well.
For sure. How do you approach your first season? Obviously, heading into the system. Any set goals you got for yourself for this year?
I think I just want to be able to play as many games as I can, and I guess try to perform to my best, and you know, show what I can do, and yeah, just help the club and team in any way that I can.
That's good. So what do you do now before preseason? Do you play any other form of footy? Do you do any type of training? Do you play a VFLW team? How does this, I'll say off-season period, probably not an off-season to some degree. What do you do in this period leading up to the preseason officially with Melbourne?
Yeah, so we've got like some gym programs that we do and some running that they've given us. And then I think I'll be playing a couple VFL games for Casey, just to, you know, I guess help me get in the swing of things. But yeah, like they'll keep sending out, you know, new programs and running stuff to do. And, you know, we can go into the club, go out with a couple of girls, you know, go for a kick and stuff. So, yeah.
That's good. So, obviously, as you said earlier, you love a goal, and I mean, so does anyone, especially the ones that play up forward. What is one of the best goal celebrations you've ever done?
Oh, I'm pretty boring with my goal celebrations. Like, I just do like, come on, like I just like, you know, or like put my hand up or something like that. So I think I need to get a bit more creative for this year. But I'll do some brainstorming and see what I can pop up.
That's good. So obviously some strengths of football has been a forward. What would you say some of your key weapons as a forward?
Probably my speed and goal sense and being able to crumb off the packs. So I've been working on that and pride myself in that. So yeah.
Who did you support growing up?
Richmond.
Okay. So how did you feel they went this season in both the men's and women's competition?
Yeah, they went all right. I mean, I guess they were both pretty on par. Richmond did quite well, I think, especially in the second half of the year with the women's. Yes. The boys, they did okay. Not their best season. Had a few injury interruptions, but yeah, they did okay. But you know, didn't get to play finals. But you know, that's all right.
It can't always been in every year.
Exactly.
Who are some favourite teammates? You mentioned before about loving a lot of the teammates that got drafted. But who's some favourite teammates that you probably grew alongside a little bit more than, say, not the average, but the other players?
I think probably like with Ava Campbell, and Laura. I guess we've played majority of our careers together through different pathways, like through interleague. And you know, Rangers and then Metro and stuff. So like they've just we've always been together, which has been awesome. So we've like got to see how everyone how we've improved and how we've grown and reaching our goals and stuff. So yeah.
Now I've had Ava on before, and she's a great person to have on and talk to. But I was honestly, of the whole draft night, I was really shocked that she didn't get picked up. You know, as you mentioned before, having so many teammates get drafted, but your captain and probably one of your best players too, and surprisingly didn't get picked up. Yeah,
I know. I wasn't expecting that either. I really thought she was going to get picked up. I had like full faith in her and everything, but unfortunately, it didn't happen. But I'm so proud of like the way she's gone about it, and you know, how she's approaching this year, which is awesome. So it's not the end of her journey at all. It's just the start for her.
For sure. Nowadays, especially more than ever, there's all these other avenues, injury replacement players. And the men's got the mid-season. There'll be all these type of things as well. They might add in at some point in the women's as well. I mean, it could be an injury away from one club, the similar type of player to Ava is, and maybe it works out. But hopefully it does because, as you said, good player and a good person to the top on top of that. Any nicknames you get at any of the clubs you've been at? Have any of the D's girls given you any, or any of the? Well, I'm sure the Rangers girls did.
Not really. Like I've just gotten lists. Like instead of Licia, like it's easier to say.
Yes.
But I don't really get many nicknames, but I reckon one's coming from the D's, so I'll keep you updated.
No worries. Yeah, but sometimes it's a good thing, or at least right now, that you've got just the basic one that's actually in your name, because I know I've had some people on that say what you say, but then there's some that say they come up with these random names. They don't know where the hell they pull them out of, and you're like, I don't know, this doesn't make sense, and they don't like it. So I remember some, I can't remember who exactly, but they had some, and they're like, I'm not really fond of that, and they're like, they better not call me that. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to call you that either.
Yeah, it's a bit like that. Sometimes you have the good nicknames, and sometimes you're like, where did you get them from? Like, how did you come up with that?
Exactly. And they don't always reveal their secrets. So, any coaches' pets of the Rangers that you've had?
Pardon?
Any coaches' pets at the Rangers?
Nah. No, I don't think so. I think everyone was pretty good. Yeah, everyone just kind of got along with everybody, and I don't think there was any teachers' pets, at least from memory.
That's a good thing. And again, I always get a split answer with this now. Sometimes they say there's generally no one, and there's some that are happy to happily throw someone right under the bus. But if it's true, it's true. And some people have said themselves, they say it differently. They'll be like, oh, some people might say it's me, but I don't think that.
Nah, they're lying.
Pretty much, you know how they word it, if they're lying or not. So, any outside of footy interests that you have?
I used to play tennis and basketball, so I still love tennis and basketball. So, I want to go back down to the courts and have a hit with some friends, which will be good. Yep. But yeah.
Would you consider yourself all right at tennis?
I'm okay. Not the greatest.
So,
worst,
have you been watching any competition? Speaking of tennis?
Yeah, I went last week to the
nice.
Yeah. But the weather wasn't too great. It was raining, so didn't actually get to see a whole lot of tennis, which was unfortunate.
Sure. Any favorite TV shows or movies that you have?
I love Big Bang Theory. That's like that's like my favorite TV show. I can just watch that all day. And I love like the Hunger Games.
Yep. Finally, someone said the show that I would pick, the Big Bang Theory. I love that. Who would you say your favorite character is? Because it might be a certain tall, skinny guy.
Oh, or is it something? Yeah, I do like Sheldon.
Yes.
I like Penny. Penny's funny. She's just so sometimes.
Yeah, it's a very good show. Do you watch of any shows? You said you could watch it all the time. Is there some shows that you go and watch on repeat, even though you know scene by scene what's happening?
Yeah, definitely. That's with Big Bang Theory. Like all the time, whenever I don't know what to watch, I'll go back to Big Bang. Like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, so I'm the same with Big Bang Theory, actually, coincidentally, and some other shows as well. It's just good. Sometimes, you know what's happening, but you like it so much, you're like, I'll go rewatch it. Or even just go back to season, whatever they have. So you go back to season 1 and then build your way up again to kind of, you remember it, but like it's further away out of the memory bank, but still pretty cool to watch. Now, obviously being a goal celebrator, what would you say is the best type of goal you've ever kicked?
Oh, I think it was like a snap from the boundary.
Yeah.
Like the run. I think I was pretty proud of that.
Now, if you were to describe, this is a hypothetical, so if you were to pick any form of type of goal you'd want to kick, what would be like a check side, a torp, outside 50, something like that, what would you best want, or what would you want?
I reckon like a check side, like on the run from the boundary. I reckon that'd be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool. Absolutely, that'd be good. Obviously, there's some players. I'm sure there's always someone that loves the limelight, the attention, the camera. At the Demons, a little bit that you've been there for so far, or anyone at the Rangers, others loves the camera and they know exactly where it is to over celebrate a goal or anything, or to try and scare someone or annoy someone. Anyone that comes to mind?
I reckon Georgia Knight. I reckon she loves the camera a little bit. always smiling, always been able to spot it out. But I don't know, to be honest. Like, we're all pretty good.
But
yeah,
well, that's okay. So, if you could poach any player from any other AFLW club to join the Demons, it can be as unrealistic as you want. Who would you want to steal and why?
Oh, it's a good question. Oh, jeez.
Any particular type of player?
I reckon Erin Phillips. Like, I know she's retired, but I feel like it'd be so cool to play alongside her. Like, get to learn off her with all her experience, and I reckon she'd just be awesome to play with. Sure.
Who do you feel is the best player in the competition currently? Obviously, it's really even, honestly, these days. You know, people go. Some will say Jazz Garner, some will say Ebony Marinoff, Ash Riddell, Laura Gardner. There's so many players in that category. Mon Conti, of course, too. So who would you have in that position?
Oh, that's a hard one. You've really put me on the spot.
I know it's hard for me.
Yeah, maybe Jazz Garner, maybe.
Yeah.
But it's pretty even. Like, there's so many good players. It's pretty hard to pick just one.
So I mean, there's plenty of players that I didn't even mention, like Chloe Malloy and then Charlie Rowbottom as well. There's just, there's so many to pick from, and that's sometimes a good thing. It's so even. So I know Mon won the BNF by 7 votes, but I thought it was a bit more closer than that in terms of individually. But yeah, it just shows how even the competition is, and it is growing too, as well. Where am I? So toughest opponent, obviously, at the Rangers, obviously kicking a fair few goals. But who would you say was one of the toughest opponents you had to match up on?
Maybe Lara. Is it Hauseger?
Yeah, the one with Sydney. Yep.
Yeah, she's really hard to play on. Like, she's really fast and physical, and I guess she's just always on you. So you have to, I guess, just try to adjust and learn from that. But yeah, she was really, really tough player to play on.
That's good. So what's something someone does at any of the clubs you've been a part of that you can't stand, whether that's trying to scare people from bins, because that seems to be a trend these days, or scaring people around the corner, anything in particular, even rubbish around, anything that comes to mind?
Not really. I kind of like the scaring stuff, like the pranks and stuff that people pull. I like that. I think it shows a lot about how the culture is at clubs and stuff. So I'm not really sure, to be honest.
That's fair. So would you say, since you said you like the scaring stuff, have you been a victim of being scared, and are you a culprit in doing the scaring?
Yeah, I think I'm a bit of a culprit. I love scaring people. So I'm a bit of a culprit. But yeah.
Do you nail any of the scares? Like, did someone legitimately scream or not shit themselves, but you know what I mean? Like, they literally freaked out or whatever?
I've gotten Ava a couple times.
Okay.
And she's jumped, which was pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't think I've gotten any like screens yet, but that's a work in progress. I'll get one.
We'll wait and see who the first major victim will be. Mark, now I think I know this answer, but you might surprise me. Mark or goal of the year? Which one would you rather do? You probably kicked a goal of the year already.
Probably goal of the year.
Very good. But I'm not even going to ask you why, because I think it's self-explanatory. Okay. So interstate trips. Did you have to do any interstate trips for any of the Vic sides that you were a part of?
Yeah, we went to Brisbane for our first Metro game, which was good.
How was that time there, and how was it compared to, say, a normal Victorian down the road type trip? And was it good for like a bonding type session as well, to a degree?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was definitely good bonding. You're in a room with another person that you don't know, so you get to make new friends and new connections and stuff. But it is a bit different. Like, you don't really get to have like the same routine as what you would at home. In that sense. So it's a bit different, especially like I haven't traveled a whole lot for football. So I guess that's something that, need to get used to and just see what works best for me, when we are on the road and stuff. But it's a cool experience. Like, you know, you're playing in like different stadiums and different like atmosphere and weather and stuff. So it's pretty cool.
What was it like playing with the best of the best in the Vic side and playing against the best? And who would you say is probably one of the toughest, or not toughest opponents, I've already done that. Like someone that's impressed you that you played alongside or against she's actually better than what I thought they were, or they just stood out to you like, shit, I'm going to watch out for them if I play against them next year or this season now?
I think it's hard to go past Laura Stone. I think she's just such a hard worker and hard ball getter. And she's a bull. Like, she'll just run through you, tackle machine. So definitely going to have to watch out for her this year. But it's really cool to, like, you know, I guess play amongst the best, and you know, it's honorable as well. Like, you know, to be able to get picked for that, it's just amazing.
For sure. Who's some players that don't get talked about as much as what Laura and some of the other girls that you mentioned have or would, that don't get appreciated as much, even if they've just been drafted or just missed out? They probably should get a bit of a talk more about them than what they get.
Probably Hayley McLaughlin. She's been probably one of our best players consistently all year this year. And I guess this was her first year of, you know, I guess being like constantly in the team, and she works so hard, and like doesn't really get like mentioned and stuff, but it's like unreal. Like, she blows me away.
That's good. So what's some fun facts about you that some people may not know about you?
I have chickens at home.
Yep.
I'm the youngest of 4 siblings.
Okay.
I don't really know.
Was there anything like that game day?
Not really. Like, I guess I'm pretty quiet on game day.
Okay.
I'm always nervous. I'm like sitting in the corner or something, just like listening to my music.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's about it.
Yeah, that's good. So, I mean, like I was saying, I was at the same. Even with, I don't play footy now, but I'm still playing cricket. Like, mentally, I'm fine, but physically, it's like, all right, here we go again. Another day, another stressful game. Even though, you know, you don't feel it. And I mean, for someone like myself, I'll just mention quickly. For cricket, I've not won a game in over 3 years. So to get our first win in 3 years on the weekend was pretty cool, because it's the feeling I haven't had for 3 years.
Yeah, no, that'd be awesome though.
I know it was just a grind. You know that wins about to be coming as we bowled second, got like 9 wickets down. They needed like 60 runs. They probably weren't going to get it. But, you know, in your head, you're like, okay, 3 years, do not stuff this up. And finally, once it officially happened, it was so damn cool. But enough about me. We'll go to you. So, defenders, do you feel they deserve more love in terms of appreciation in an official title? Because obviously the Brownlow is clearly directed towards midfielders and ruckman even a little bit. And forwards, as you will know, we're fully aware, forwards are directed for the Coleman's directed towards forwards. So should the defenders, whatever title, should they have their own title as well?
Yeah, I reckon. I mean, like they're there to stop goals and to help the team win. You need them. You need them in the team. So I think they definitely do. I think they need more love than what they get. So yeah.
Sure. Now, these are some questions I've incorporated lately, and it seems to be creating a lot of debate. So who would you say is the best chatterbox at the D's or at the Rangers?
Probably Ava.
All right. A teammate you'd want to avoid and someone you wouldn't avoid?
Like at Rangers or?
Either or, yeah.
I guess on the field, I'd probably want to avoid Jess Vukic. She's just, I don't want to be tackled by her. Yes, that's such a bull. I don't know. Oh, that's a hard one.
Fair enough. That's fine. If you were stuck on a deserted, this is a similar type of question, but if you were stuck on a deserted island, what teammates would you bring, and who would you not want there, or is it no one that you wouldn't bring?
I don't think there's anyone that I wouldn't bring.
Yeah.
I'd probably bring. Oh, I reckon I'd probably bring Ava.
Yep.
And who else would I bring? Oh,
is it as obvious thing, or
so
would it be hard?
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to bring a lot of people.
It's fair. So, who is the loudest and quietest teammate at either the Rangers or the Demons that you've met so far?
I reckon Laura's probably the quietest at Rangers. Yep. And then loudest, I reckon Ava.
You mentioned Ava. Now,
I mean, always being like, the captain and stuff as well. I guess that also helps. But yeah, she's just outgoing person.
And I do remember pretty well when I spoke to her on here a few months ago. She spoke really highly of the whole team as well, and just shows that she deserved that role as captain. And like we mentioned earlier, it was a surprise not get picked up, but shows what great value she's had, and a lot of respect for a lot of you girls as well.
Yeah, no, I think it goes both ways. Like she was such a great captain for us and teammate. Always putting others before herself and always being there for everyone. So, couldn't have asked for a better captain.
Sure. Now, I'm going to wrap it up with a quiz. So, Alicia, I really appreciate coming on. So, how this quiz works now, generally, it might seem a little bit harder considering you only recently joined Melbourne, but I reckon you'll get this. I'll explain why after it. So, how it'll work, there's going to be 3 questions. You'll get 2 clues. Then you have to guess who you think those clues represent at their current Melbourne players, AFLW players only. Then you get 2 guesses. 2 clues. You get 1 guess. If you get that wrong, we'll give you 1 more final clue, and then you have to get it right there. Otherwise, it's wrong. But people have got it wrong recently.
I'll try my best.
There you go. So this will be pretty easy to start off with. Right. So this player is a key forward, and they're the co-captain or a co-captain at Melbourne.
Taylor Harris?
No. All right. The final clue is. This should be the giveaway. It's they presented you your jumper on the stage.
Kate Hall, yeah.
Yes.
That was my next guess.
Good. So that's 1 for 1. Good start. Now, this again, I'll explain this one after. So this will be an interesting one. Right. So this person in their draft year, it could be this year, it could be 2 years ago, they were picked 5 in their draft year, and they're a small forward.
Is it me?
Yes, good. For some reason, I'll tell you, some people, for some reason, stump on the question more about themselves than they do of someone else. I don't know how that works, but probably they don't expect me to think of a question about themselves since I'm talking to them.
Yeah.
But some people, so it's good.
Yeah.
But right, the final one. See if you can go 3 for 3. Now, this one is the hardest one of the lot. So this player wears jumper number 30. And they are a tagger. Well, they have done tagging roles, and they've done a bloody good job at it too. At Melbourne this year.
Oh, I'm not familiar with the jumper numbers yet.
Yeah. Some people by saying jumper numbers too, so you're not the only one.
Oh, I'm not too sure.
I'll give you. Sorry, go.
Tyler Hanks.
I'll give you another. I'll give you a bonus hint to be nice. They are a midfielder, but it's not Tyler. Okay. The other clue is this player has played exactly 53 AFLW games, and they're 23 years old. I'll throw another one.
Oh.
And I'll give you another one. This player's first name is related, or not. I don't know if it's real. So if you go to the beach, you see shells.
Mm.
The name Shell is in her name.
Oh. Jeez. Nah, you're gonna have to tell me.
Shelley Heath, which you'll get to know when she does a good checking job in the midfield. So that's
Yeah.
who it was. But yeah, that's fine. Anyway, I really appreciate it. It's been great fun having you on. The smile's always been from the start to the end, and I'm sure the smile will be there even more when the footy games start around. And I just can't wait to see when you get your first goal, how you're going to react to it. Because remember, you've got some dot points in deciding how you're going to celebrate that. So, Lisa, I really appreciate you coming. It's been great having you on.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.